All right, welcome back. Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us. We'll still covering Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's visit to Cairo on this Wednesday, where Erdogan and President Sisi discussed a number of issues of mutual concern and talked about increasing the trade volume and signed a number of memorandums of understanding and trade agreements and elevated the relationship between the two countries as the Council of the High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council held its second meeting this time in Cairo, and looking forward, of course, to the third one in Ankara next time. With us now is Ms. Monica William, political analyst. Good evening, Ms. Monica. Thank you for staying up late. Thank you for your time. I want to start with you, if you'll allow me, with the political coordination file, the consultation and the coordination. President Sisi said that the rapid escalation of conflicts and unprecedented instability in the Middle East underscores that regional security and stability are a shared responsibility requiring closer coordination and deeper cooperation among countries in the region. The words of President Sisi. While the Turkish president said concerning this same issue that Ankara is looking forward to build on the brotherly ties between Turkey and Egypt to contribute to regional stability. The words of the Turkish president. Your comment.
Okay, as you mentioned, exactly, we have to tackle first with the relationship between Egypt and Turkey and tackle with or read the context, international or regional one. The relationship between Egypt and Turkey has evolved from a decade of ideological friction into a phase of strategic realism. As you mentioned exactly, which is interest in strategic realism, this transition reflects a sophisticated shift in both nations' foreign policy, precise regional stability and economic synergy. The visit of Turkish president to Egypt marks a divisive era of conflict management and beginning of comprehensive partnership, mutual recognition. As you mentioned also, the visit served as a formal acknowledgement of each state a critical role and important role in the Middle East and the Mediterranean, and it forms a radical diplomatic into a strategic alliance highlighted by reactive of high-level strategic cooperation council and message of stability. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Erdogan confirmed on that by aligning with and coordination between Egypt and Turkey and signals to international actors that regional powers are taking ownership of Middle East security, reducing the necessity of external intervention. And I guess it's a very important part of this response or pragmatic response to a world, in fact, by emphasizing that regional escalation requires regional solutions, and these are very important and very clear messages are moving away from being subject to of international policy to becoming the main actor of new and more stable Middle East orders.
Right. And Ms. Monica, also when it comes to the economic file, I mean, Egypt is already Turkey's biggest trading partner in Africa, and Turkey is one of the main destinations for Egyptian exports, and they do now have a $9 billion trade volume. But the goal is, and after signing the trade agreements and the memorandums of understanding, the goal is to elevate this to at least 15 billion US dollars in the very near future. And they discussed areas of cooperation in many fields, including, you know, the military, the health sector, amongst others. Could you expand on that point, please?
Yes, during the summit, the economic file emerged as an important and high priority of the new era of bilateral relations. Both sides are moving toward a model of economic interdependence to safeguard their political reapproachment. As you said and as you mentioned, the centerpiece of the economic discussion was the ambitious goal to increase bilateral trade volume from current $7 or $8 billion to $50 billion within the next 5 years. So diversification is a very important and the first element of this expansion, which focus not only on traditional goods but also on high value sectors such as automotive parts and construction materials. And of course, the balanced trade, as
Yes.
we say, the efforts are being made to address trade imbalance by encouraging more Egyptian exports to Turkish markets, particularly in energy and agriculture sectors.
Yes.
And on the other side, Turkey is currently one of the largest foreign investors in Egypt's manufacturing sector, especially in sector and we have industrial zones. They are planned to expand Turkey's industrial presence in the National Economic Zone, which leveraged Egypt's free trade agreement with Africa and the EU. So it's very important, and Turkish companies in Egypt currently employ over 50,000 Egyptians, and the new agreement aims to double this figure through new production lines and logistical hubs.
All right, and of course also cultural cooperation as well, not just political and economic, as
Yes.
there are, yes, Ms. Monica, as there are agreements to expand cooperation in the fields of youth and sports as well. So there is an element of cultural cooperation here between the two countries. Thank you very much, Ms. Monica William, the political analyst. Thank you for your time and your insight. And dear viewers, that is it for now, but we will have more here on Nile TV International later. In less than half an hour's time, at midnight here in Cairo, we'll be back with a comprehensive look at the latest in the fields of politics, business and sports here in Egypt, in the region and globally. So please do stay with Nile TV.